I'm chatting about the power of experiential learning. And one of the things which I think is critical to realize is experiential learning is really super efficient. So think of it this way. This is my day-to-day work that I go through every day. And I do something, and there's some consequence to that action. And then I do something else, and there's another consequence. And I perhaps can come back and figure this out, but realistically, there's a long time frame in here. So if I'm a salesperson, for example, and I'm assessing the interaction with my customer and the behaviors which I'm exhibiting, and then seeing the consequence, it could be as much as 6 to 12 months before I see that. If I'm a supervisor operating in a factory and I manage people, or operating in a warehouse, or operating in an office and I manage people, it may be months before I see the consequence of my management style. However, when we go into an experience, remember, the experience is a mirror of my real world. And it focuses on some key things that we want to do. Obviously, it's not everything. We focus on some key principles, some key components. But in that experience, I get through this cycle in 2 to 4 hours. Because in the experience, we are able to strip away all the things which are not specifically related to this particular point that we are trying to address, the specific behavior we're trying to change. So emails and voicemails and all the other extraneous things and all the other projects are stripped out. The experience is a mirror of whatever it is we are trying to change in the way of behavior. And then we come out the other end and we see the result. And the result is a direct we're able to look at cause and effect. We are able to see, I did this in the experience, I got this result. I did this in experience, and I got this result. In the previous video, I talked about metrics being a component of experiential learning. The metrics actually allow me to see this behavior had this effect. And I'm able to see how my behavior produced a certain result, measured, and then I can say, all right, I get that. I can come back into this world and change my behavior here to match what I learned here, and the metrics that are effective in this world will also go up and will also improve. And all of that is hyper efficient because I can do it essentially, if you think that the debrief is 1 to 1.5 hours, essentially in half a day I've been able to accomplish all that. Very efficient.